4 siege tanks just about, 2 of the siege tanks just about survived. Now he's got a good position where he can shell Tester from, and Tester is going to find a little bit to break this down because he's lost most of his army that he had in his base to be able to actually take advantage of that. But it has to be said, Tester just showed why people have so little confidence in his play. He's now got the, I believe, speed upgrade on his Zealots, but even without the speed upgrade, it just didn't make sense to me that he was running 4 Zealots into a single Spider Mine and allowing 1 Spider Mine to hit all 4 instead of running at least a couple of Zealots ahead of his main, which he's now finally trying to do a little bit. Or it looks like he's still attacking, moving them. No, he's not. He's finally trying. So he's going to be able to break this attack that Leta's put on top of his ridge. But nevertheless, Leta's going to be coming around with another attack, looks like with his dropships, this time heading for the expansion that Tester's just now trying to set up at the 6 o'clock position. So that's going to get killed in its infancy. Tester's going to be forced to cancel that. It looks like he's not canceling that right now. This is very risky by Tester. He can't really afford to lose his minerals. He's now bringing in, he's now being clever and sending a single Zealot in first. He's obviously learned his lesson, and Leta's going to run away with that dropship. If Tester can pick this dropship off, he's going to hurt Leta big time because Leta's got siege tanks and the dropship gets picked off. Great play by Tester. He actually manages to pick the dropship off. So even though Leta is drawing blood here and there, Tester is the one who's still hitting the heavy blows.
Yeah, Tester just proving that he's ready to move on in this tournament. Really impressive plays so far. He's all over the map, protecting everything there. We do see the Stargate up right now, and I'm really expecting to see some Arbiter play right now. Usually when you see one Stargate, it's usually going to be Arbiters, so Arbiter play could be very important in these big battles, and it looks like Leta's saying, now I need to make an attack, and it needs to be deadly, because if I don't do a lot of damage right here, this game will be over so fast, and I'll be packing up, going home. And that's not where any player wants to be in any position they want to be in at all. Really, this position right now is really sensitive. And the reason I say this is because on this map, if you can get to that temple as Terran and really set up kind of your own huge force and really just sit there with mines in front of your tanks and kill those temples, I apologize there, then you can just move right up into their base and really just have this push that leads right up into their base, and it's so hard to defend as Protoss. So Tester's going to need to attack probably soon. I expect him to do something. It looks like he might be moving for an attack right now. I don't know. He's doing a lot of Zealot bombs, but is he going to move in for a final attack? I don't know. It looks like he's getting some probes picked off, though, during this transfer, which is never good. This is a really risky time. You need to have every bit of economy you can, because you need to be able to back up those huge armies if you ever lose them. And I think that's the position Tester's trying to get into right now. He does have Templars coming out right now, so he's going to need some good storms. He's going to need to clear out those mines with some good Zealot drags and really take out this army of Leta. And then he can sit comfortably, take this 4th expansion, and really just destroy Leta.
Yeah, Leta's made a really brilliant move here, taking the middle, because even though he was behind initially, he did enough of an attack and killed enough of Tester's units that he managed to build up enough of an advantage that he could actually position himself in the middle. So far, Tester's Zealot bombs have been quite ineffective, and now really Tester looks like he's going to actually commit himself to an attack here, sending all of his forces in. The Zealots are stuck behind the Dragoons. He managed to get a storm off, but only hits 1 siege tank with it, which was quite poor by Tester. But now he's managed to close his Dragoons within the range of Leta's tanks. And it looks like Tester's actually unit superiority count is going to tell here. Leta's going to be wiped out. Leta just doesn't have enough units. Leta played a good defense, but he just didn't have enough units, and Tester clears out the middle. So Leta, despite making a good move, he realized that he had to take the gamble and close out the middle, because if he let Tester get that fourth base uncontested, then he would just be so far behind and there would be nothing he would be able to do. So unfortunately for Leta, it just really is looking like he's going to go 0-2 down in this OSL group, in a group with players like Fantasy, Tester, and By-Hero. And really, if Leta cannot make it out of this group, Medusa or no Medusa, I have to question his supposed S-class status that people are so readily willing to bestow on him. And I just think people are too quick to call great player these days. I'm sure he's a good player, but it takes something special to become a great player. And I think as a service to players like Bisu and Savior and Boxer and all the other great players that have gone before them, I think that title should be handed with a little bit more care.
I got to agree with you. That is starting to become kind of the normal fad to give these players that S-class type rank. And really, it is hard to earn that status these days. And really, I don't know if Leta is playing up to that S-class status right now. Still trying to manage some of this high ground using dropships. The first Arbiter has come out already. And I'll tell you what, if Tester doesn't win this game, you sure sold it like he did. Speaking so fast, man, I'm just impressed at the the fast commentary there, but really this is going to be the important unit here in the game is the science vessel, because if he can get those great EMPs off on the arbiters and the units, he might be able to make a comeback here. He has taken his fourth as well, so they're equal on bases. This game could go either way. It's really going to come down to this next attack. I'd have to say Tester still has a small advantage. He's probably going to try to take that like 1 o'clock position. Yes, on the minimap I do see him taking that Nexus, so this is going to just turn into a huge who can run over who, and that's just basically like a game of football with StarCraft, and I'm really excited to see who's going to come out on top. Now a dropship did come in here. He's going to try to take out this fourth expansion here, laying mines, but it looks like Tester is going to move in, and he has plenty of units to take this out, so I don't know how effective this is going to be. If he gets that Nexus though, it'll be huge. He's already gotten so many probes, and if he gets that Nexus, and it looks like he's going to get that Nexus, oh my god, could Leta be making a comeback from this game? Look at Tester, man, he looks really pissed off, and I have to say, I would be too, because he just lost his real big advantage, which was that earlier fourth expansion, and Leta has his up and running and is attacking the other fourth expansion of Tester. So huge play here by Leta, and maybe he will make this comeback game, and we'll eat our words and know that he is still a great player and can prove it right now.
Well, again, I'm not. I don't think beating Tester is enough to be considered a great player, but we might very well have to eat our words, because Leta is making a huge comeback in this game. His expansions are secured, his defense is secure, and he's sending these raiding parties out of vultures. And Tester is just not able to. Tester is just playing poorly. I'm sorry to say, but Tester's just playing poorly. That Nexus had taken a lot of damage, and Leta made a great attack on it with the one siege tank, and the vultures was actually able to take it down before his vultures got taken out. But you can just see how slow Tester is to anticipate any attacks from Leta and respond. It's like Tester arrives 10 minutes after Leta's actually already made the attack, and as a result of that, he's already lost one expansion. He's now in the process of losing a second, and now he's running his probes right through all of Leta's vultures, and Leta loses one vulture to kill about 10 probes. And actually, I think I am going to be swallowing my words, because I think Leta is actually now going to win this game, because now he's switched the game around and got the economic advantage by some great mid-game play. And it looks like Tester, even though he had a very solid advantage, and even though he broke Leta's mid-contain, and you can see Leta's actually also got superior upgrades, and it just shows that Tester just doesn't have the mechanics to keep up with a player of Leta's caliber, even when he has every single advantage you could possibly imagine. He had the build order advantage, he had the map advantage, he had everything. And look, he just doesn't have the multitasking or the mechanics or whatever it is that a pro StarCraft player needs to beat another pro StarCraft player. He just doesn't seem to have it, and I think questions have to be asked as to how he really managed to make it into the OSL round of 16.
Well, one thing to note is he does have a very large army there back at his kind of natural choke near his main base, and he does have a really big army actually up top. So now all he needs to do is control this correctly. A huge push is being set up in the middle. Perhaps if he could get a really nice recall off, he could change the wavering of this game and really make this in his advantage again. But he's going to need to pull off something quick, because Leta's only getting bigger and bigger. His upgrades are only getting larger and larger. So I mean, really, Leta, a fantastic comeback, and I have to say, like you were saying earlier, the speed of Leta is just so much more, it seems, than Tester, at least his game awareness, because Leta is just going in and killing like a Nexus, and like you said, Tester not really defending that, and Leta throwing away a couple of vessels there, which I wouldn't really agree with. You need to be very careful with those late game, because they are extremely important, but maybe Leta is feeling very confident. He's pushed Tester back into a corner. Tester is very uncomfortable right now. I can just tell by the look on his face and by where his units are. This is just a very uncomfortable position to be for any player, so I expect Tester to really have to make some huge move fast, because otherwise he's going to lose this game. He's only losing more and more units. I don't know why he isn't making some sort of large attack. This just seems like really bad play by Tester, like you were saying earlier. He needs to make some sort of early or mid-game attack with his entire force like he did earlier, and he did kill Leta's army. He needs to do that again. If he lets Leta set up like this, it's going to be a nightmare to come back from. Even a good recall right now might not save him from this situation. We're really going to just have to see what he chooses to do, but I expect Leta to take this game now. He's got such a huge advantage, and he's going to go take out that next expansion of Tester, so not a good position for poor Tester to be in at all. Tester needs to get a little bit faster, I think, just to really be able to play against some players like this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it's if it's his mechanics as I thought. And now Tester finally committing himself to that big final attack. But even if he breaks this first line, Leta's got so much more behind it, and Leta's just continue to pump out reinforcements with his economy, which is completely intact and now vastly superior to Tester's. So Tester manages to break out Leta's breaking units in the middle, and now sending to try and rescue that expansion, but that expansion's already gone down. The 1 o'clock expansion is dead, so Tester's basically got no economy left to speak of, and it seemed to me almost like Tester believed in his own poor quality, because he played very hesitantly the entire game. Despite having the 12 Nexus, he never, not once in this entire game has he taken the initiative and put the pressure on Leta. He's just allowed Leta to rebuild, to macro up, to harass him, and he's just been content to sit and absorb the entire game. I thought, okay, maybe he's absorbing till mid-game where he's going to make a big push, and finally GG from Tester, and he never made that push. He just sat back and bled units and bled expansions and allowed Leta to just play however he wanted to, and he was surrendering the initiative right from the start. And it's no surprise that a player of Leta's caliber, who I still don't think qualifies as an S-class player despite that comeback, was able to effect the victory.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. Leta is a great player, but I don't know if he's quite up to par with those really great S-class players as of yet. And obviously Tester, not the best of players. We all know that. But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for your support up to this point. Clazart for commentating with me. I've had such a great time. And that's about it. Kenny signing out.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this commentary. Please make sure to check out the SC2GG commentary idol, and make sure to go to sc2gg.com and vote on the forums there for your favorite contestant in the finals, because you guys get to pick the next star. Thanks for listening, and this is Clazart.